Hey, bald guys, you wanted more, we gave you more. With the all-new Pitbull from Skull Shaver, we gave it a more powerful motor, more blades to choose from, and a sleeker design that fits right in the palm of your hand. So you can shave anytime, anywhere, wet or dry, to get the smoothest shave possible with no nicks or cuts and be done in 90 seconds. For the best 5-minute home haircut, try our Beast Clipper for your hair and beard. Want more? Get more with the all-new Pitbull from Skull Shaver at skullshaver.com.
What type of time they on? All these niggas fraud. All these bitches fraud. I don't know what type of time they on. Funny niggas, funny bitch, funny nigga, funny bitch. Whoa, I don't know what type of time they on. I don't know what type of time they on. I don't know what type of time they on. Niggas lying to your face, but to tell you word is bomb. Swear that shit be drawn. I don't know what type of time they on. I'm too shorty. I can't be the one that make you happy. Hit it from the back, she call me daddy. Fuck your nigga, tell your nigga I get at it. Fuck all the small talk, bitches in the addy. Whoa. Pull up in that foreign, that's a rental. Tell them bitches I'm a dog, where's my kennel? Work out tinted windows like a limo. I run this rap shit, you mustn't get the memo. Hold up. I don't know what type of time they on. All these niggas fraud. All these bitches fraud. I don't know what type of time they on. Funny nigga, funny bitch, funny nigga, funny bitch. Whoa, I don't know what type of time they on. I don't know what type of time they on.
Oh my God. Nah, she was trying to battle me. You ain't peeping. She was trying to battle me like the fuck you right there with like the holy cross of fuck
like
you.
what was that?
Like,
The double up?
no, it's the holy cross of fuck you. It's like double fuck you with like the just holy behind it.
As y'all know, if y'all watching this right now, this is another episode of the Devin Wade Show. I am your host, Dev Nasty, aka Dangerous Dev Nasty, aka Choke Your Mom Out, Choke Your Pop Out, and
rough nigga.
you know. Yeah, you know, but y'all over there throwing the extra middle fingers and all that type of stuff.
Who record is that again?
That's Go Time right there.
Yeah,
They
Go
on.
Time.
Shout to my
Shout
boy
out to
Go
them.
Time, man.
I don't know what type of time they on. That shit hard.
I like that joint. That's fire, my boy. Shout to Go Time, Westwood, all them. They been cooking. They been doing shit.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, to the left of me.
It's your girl, Waleska D. Everybody already know the fashionista, the owner of the female brand.
Hey.
Talk to them, Porter.
Hey, listen, man, it's the people's champ. We here. You never know what you're gonna hear when you hear. Yeah, let's do it.
You never know.
And we got another people's champ in the building today. You know what I'm saying? Before we get to him, you know, we gotta shout out our guest bartender in the building.
Have you on a bartender? Big 11 in the building.
Big 11. Don't forget the fucking big, nigga.
Okay, heavy on a beat.
Yeah. Stop playing.
And we got somebody else that's a big puncher in the building. You know what I'm saying? You know, this man is
That's a pause moment.
one of the most what? How's that a pause? Big puncher?
Yeah, nah.
I ain't say big humper or no shit like that. What are you talking about? How you gonna turn this?
That's because she just so nasty sometimes. She gets so freaky
That means
sometimes. She was thinking about something else getting punched. That's why you in here too with the pause.
Knock that pussy out like fight night.
Right. She was on those vibes.
Yo, listen, man. This man is you know, when you are a celebrity, when you're a sports figure, a lot of people keep their mouth shut about things that they have opinions on, especially when it comes to stuff that is like real controversial. What I will say about this man is he does not. This dude does not give a fuck. He says what he feels about everything. The man that we want to welcome to the show right now with a big round of applause is none other than Bryant. Bye. Jennings is in.
Yeah, though.
Philly in the building, man.
Yep.
Shout out to the whole Philly, man.
The plant-based warrior.
Right.
Yeah, though.
They shop at Whole Foods.
I watched the whole like a documentary on Netflix or something like that, and you was in that joint
the Game
too.
Changers.
Yeah.
You was in the Game Changers?
Yeah, I was in the Game Changers. As soon as it came on, the first thing you saw was me.
Yeah.
And it's like a
Yeah.
plant-based documentary?
Yeah. It's a plant-based documentary for for all elite athletes that adopted the plant-based diet, and it's a little weird talking to you because I want to look at everybody who's talking.
Go ahead, bro.
But I'm just saying, all over.
You try like you dodging punches.
Yeah. If you talking, I want to look over at you. And you talking, but I'm like, I hear this thing from one place, But yeah, it's a plant-based documentary for elite athletes that thrive doing the plant-based diet, and I was one of them.
I ain't gonna lie, I watched that joint and really got inspired to eat vegetables for 3 days. And then after that, nigga, I went and got me some ribs. I ain't going front.
I bet you did.
I went and got some ribs and some Spanish rice and all that too.
Mm-hmm.
So you familiar with like the companies like Beyond Meat and things like that?
Yeah, I'm familiar with the companies, but I don't really.
But the company's not Beyond Meat, is it?
No, one big company is a plant-based company. It's called Beyond Meat.
Yeah, Beyond Meat is the company.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with all the
that
brands.
That sounds like a real pause.
Like
Beyond Meat.
It was definitely a little pause moment there.
You talking about how you going to call me on punt on Big Butcher, and then a nigga say Beyond Meat, and then everything is cool. Like
it just sounded good in the moment. It worked in the moment. It sounded good to me. I just felt like I had to put a pause moment.
Hey, listen, folks, I'm an investor. That's how I know about Beyond Meat. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Beyond Meat?
Yeah, because then again, I ain't familiar with Beyond Meat at all. Then.
the company.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
He said Beyond Meat is beyond me. I don't know nothing about that shit, nigga. Fuck up out of here. But I know recent events with everything that's still going on with the pandemic and all of that type of stuff, that there has been a real big push for people to get vaccinated. And I hope YouTube doesn't censor my video, because we're not trying to be insensitive. We're not trying to give wrong information or nothing. We're just trying to speak our minds about something that's real important to us,
Absolutely.
And they keep telling people, take the jab, take the jab. But this person right here is actually trained to dodge jabs. He does not want to get jabbed at all. And some of the backlash or the repercussions have been very harsh for you in your career. And I just wanted to talk about that a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. I mean, wherever you want to start at.
So you've had fights that have been. Is it that the fights are really canceled, or are they making it too hard for you to compete if you were to compete? Like, is it like, oh, you can fight, but you would have to go into these crazy quarantines and can't spar and all this?
Well, yeah, that's the flip. That's the flip side. So basically, if you don't get vaccinated, then their only option is for you to be able to like train and fight up under some unwanted conditions. So basically, they were saying if I don't get vaccinated, then it'd be like, all right, well, we'll give you an exemption. And the exemption as follows is 14 days quarantine before you get there. And, first of all, the fight was on the 22nd. And so I get there on the 7th, they say, in email or in writing or whatever, and quarantine for 14 days. 14 plus 7, I mean, we ain't stupid. That's 21. That's the day before the fight. And I'm like, so you mean to tell me you have me quarantined for 14 days all by myself in a room, no training, no last week of sparring, no sunlight, no moving around, and I'm not for sure if I'm going to be able to get the food that I need, things like that. And you want me to come out, the day before the fight, and then you think you're supposed to have me be ready the 22nd for a 12-round championship fight? Nah, couldn't do it. So I rejected those conditions. I tried to like go around it and say, okay, well, what else can we do? Because I basically was saying, okay, I will test before I get on a plane, and upon me getting there, I would test again. I would quarantine until the test clears, and then before you release me, I'll test again. And then we all doing it, because basically it's like, what's the difference between a vaccinated person and a non-vaccinated person?
Right. If you're testing.
And they really didn't give me any clarity, any leeway, anything. And they was just like, they on the tip like, fuck you. Like, we want vaccinated people anyway. So we're not going to cater to you, just because you saying you're vaccinated. And any religious exemptions, none of those exemptions, was working. And the fight was in Canada. So that's the reason why it wasn't a fight that was in America, that was in the States. The fight was in Canada, and they were saying the Canada COVID restrictions, but it was another reason why that fighter, he only could fight in Canada anyway because he had something up with his eyes, and Canada was the only the only commission that would actually pass him.
Right.
So it was just a whole lot of stuff going on, and it just was like, okay, but y'all owe me my money. They still owe me money.
So hold on. So why do they still owe you money?
They still owe me money because the fight was supposed to have been June 17th, right? Or June 18th. And then they canceled the fight. Postponed it. They said, all right, we make it around sometime in September. So boom. So a training camp costs money. You got flights, Airbnbs, equipment, food, all that, hotel stays, all that. Rent-a-cars, that's the one I'm missing. Rent-a-cars, because rent-a-cars is very expensive nowadays. And so they canceled it, and then they made it to September 22nd. So after me being in 6 weeks of training, boom, I let everything go, stopped everything, went back home, did whatever. So they brought it back up again. Now I'm in like 4 or 5 weeks more of training, so that's more money. And then they said, okay, well, somebody had died in the ring a week before. And they said, okay, we canceling all upcoming shows in Canada. And then now it's like, okay, well, the fight's going to be moved to October. So you get into like a weekend to training, and we was like, yo, we need that reimbursement for the two canceled camps. Cause it's like, yo, like this stuff comes from out of my pocket. Don't nobody pay me. Not unless I get an advance or we get actual training expenses from the promoter who's actually promoting the fight, then this is coming out all out of my pocket. So I was like, look, $25,000. To be able, for my missed camps. And I probably spent more than that, but I'm just like, okay, 25. And what I wanted was money that wasn't attached to what I was looking forward to.
Right.
So they actually made it an advancement from the person. I'm like, okay, now that's 25,000 less than what I was looking forward to. All right, don't matter. Just let me just come on, and then, like a week into like the new training after the new date, they was just like, okay, well, you haven't responded to the vaccination thing. And I'm just like, what? So my lawyer hit me up, and I was like, I was like, tested? Yes. Vaccination? Nah. And then I was like, look, I ain't gonna lie to you, but to be honest, let's tell them we gonna get it. Let's get that money. And even if they ask for it again, I'm splitting. I'm still not doing it. And so, he was on the tip like, oh, no, we can't do that. And I'm like, man, fuck, they just did it to us. They did it to me.
Right.
And then, I was waiting, days, waiting, and then because I got the news when I was on my way to Vegas because we was moving to, we moved the camp to Vegas because I had other fighters that was fighting too. They was in camp. It was like, yo, wherever one person at, we pretty much follow if we go as a group, because they have fights too. And it's just not me. So basically, I was like, all right, well, I was on the plane, before the plane took off, I canceled my Airbnb. Because the Airbnb for like 2 weeks was $2,200 or something like that.
Oh, wow.
And I just was like, yo, I canceled. I was waiting for them to try to call or try to like answer or whatever. They didn't answer, so I canceled it. And so when I got to Vegas, I had to do a room, a hotel room. Now it was Tuesday. That was cool. So I did 2 days because I'm like, yo, I'm not going to be here and I'm not going to like commit to wasting my money, if this thing ain't going to happen. And so did the 2 days or whatever. And then pretty much just heard one little thing afterwards. And then the third day, that's when they hit me with the 14-day quarantine. So I'm like, look, we got to do something else. Then the lawyer was like, all right, well, wait, I'm going to ask him again. I just sent out an email and I'm waiting for him to respond. And so a couple of days, and nobody responded, nobody say nothing. And then here it is, it's Saturday, my birthday. So, and I'm just like, I feel extra fucked up because I'm like, yo, I ain't supposed to be spending my birthday like this. And
Right.
mind you, I don't even really celebrate my birthday, my son's birthday on my day. And, it's just like birthdays keep coming fast as shit. Like, I mean? And so I'm just like, all right, cool. But at the same time, I'm like, you still ain't going like this still ain't how I'm going to be, spending my birthday. And, I just was like, you know what? I'm going home the next day. I mean, and then my man was just like, yo, you don't have to leave. You can still train. But I'm like, I haven't heard anything. And so the day I, decided to, book my trip for the next day to go home, I put on Instagram, I said, these are my conditions. I didn't disrespect nobody. I said, this is my condition. They want me to quarantine. They want me to do this, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not backing out. So I just still went home so I won't have to waste money. And then here it is, Sunday, I'm on a tweet. I read a tweet or whatever. Yeah, fights off because of Brian Jennings' anti-vax beliefs and this and this and that.
So you had to find out about it on social media.
On social media.
They
That's
didn't reach
the
out to
worst.
They didn't reach out to me. They didn't reach out to me or my representation.
And it's a terrible feeling to find out important things about your
And
life
it's
through
definitely,
social
and
media.
it's obvious that they reached out to somebody, just not y'all, because people tweeting about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So they reached
put
out
it
to
out.
somebody.
They put it out, and the fact that they put it out and said we already have a replacement.
Yeah,
So,
they
I
was,
feel like they knew. So
They
they
knew.
knew. That's why nobody reached out to
They
you.
knew.
yeah.
They knew.
So hold on. So when they do this, are they trying to make it as if we're doing this because we want? Because they're saying because they want to protect the fighter, right? That's what they're
Right.
trying to say.
Yeah.
Now we all know at the end of the day that boxing is a sport where two men go in there and punch each other in the brain, right? We know that what happens when people get punched, and they're allowing that. They allow you to sign up and say, I'm willing to go in there, get punched, knocked out, maybe come to my senses within 10 seconds. You let me stand back up again and fight some more, right?
Right.
So you know how unhealthy this is for a fact. There's been way more study into that than
Right.
even COVID or anything, because this has been going on a long time.
Right.
So it can't really be about the people's health all the way if we're already doing something like unnaturally dangerous or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're doing something extremely dangerous. So many boxers pass away. You know what I'm saying? So I really think they're definitely on some bullshit when they make it try to be like,
Right.
oh, we're trying to make sure that everybody.
Yeah, because they strip on
Listen.
PEDs as well.
But BY, but quick question, just for the people so they can understand and they can know what's your reasoning on why you don't want to get vaccinated.
So I mean, so I've learned over the past weeks, I've learned to make it as less as possible.
Okay.
To the point where as though it's like because the history, first of all, that we have with the government and all that stuff like that could open up a whole different conversation
Absolutely.
that would definitely lead to information of certain things that's like it's very controversial.
Right.
But I'm just not for it. Let's just say, I'm vegan. I'm the same person that told people not to eat meat. It's been 2013 since I have any animal products. And I don't want to say no pause.
We got you walking on edge.
Paul, we all pause.
So Paul, so I'm the same person that campaigned for health,
Yeah.
before. So, I work out, I drink a lot of water. Shit, I bought a $5,000 water filter, the Kangen water filter. I've been had it for 5 years. I got a $22,000 hyperbaric chamber. So I'm the same person that campaigns for health.
Right.
And it does everything to make sure that I maintain my health.
Yeah.
Being a athlete in a combat sport, and so I just don't get sick. And I won't even say because I'm blood type O, but the
I'm
studies.
blood type O too.
Yeah, so the studies in the beginning, when they were actually being truthful about a lot of the information, they were saying that a blood type O positive is less likely to carry the virus,
yeah.
and because that's in the indigenous blood or whatever. So all of those things are reasons why I feel as though I don't need it, and I don't want it.
Right.
And if I'm against it, there's nothing that you can make me do to be for it.
Bless you.
Yeah.
No,
So
and I respect that, and that's why I kind of wanted you to kind of like shed light on that a little bit, because you already been advocating for being healthy,
Right.
and just living the lifestyle that you are living. So when people are saying what they're saying about you, it just contradicts. It's like, well, that doesn't make sense, because like BY's always been on the
Always.
same health kick. Since, like he said, 2013. So it's not like he's trying to like change something that he's never done before
Right.
or anything. This is just who
It's
he
consistency.
is as a, it's consistent.
Right.
And this
Right.
is just who he is as a man, who he is as a person. And I feel like they should respect that. You get what I'm
should.
saying? Like
They
they should
should.
respect his lifestyle and his well-being. Why, he shouldn't have to submit to something like that if it
What-
just doesn't go with his lifestyle.
Well, I don't like, and I respect it all the way. Y'all know how I feel about, when I speak about life, I think I've said it probably 10 times on separate episodes before. Just life is your gift from the creator, from the universe, from, however which way you believe in life and you live your life. Your life is your gift. I don't believe in like governments and people who, I believe in like, I'm cool with law and order, certain law and order, as long as they fair, they righteous for people, and all people. But I don't like the bullshit, like when powers that be try to kind of like, really like just control shit and almost, they definitely use like fear tactics and different shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't like the fact that like, and this is just to add, I gotta add some humor to the shit. I don't like the fact that like really like all this shit has led to like kind of like you said, like how they told you like, oh, we don't want unvaccinated people, we want all vax, and now it's almost like Bloods and Crips with vaccinated, unvaccinated. Like I be walking past people and they be like, "You vaxxed?" And I be like, "Nigga, like," and I'm almost feel like they hit me with like a V, like, "Nigga, I'm unvaxxed, nigga, like stay over there." Like, so it's like, no, it's crazy. You really gotta have like, just understanding and to be able to, for all of us to push through this, because I don't feel like we should be allowing this to turn on each other.
Right.
I mean, as civilians, as residents, whatever you are, race, color, creed, whatever you do, we all, it's love. And right now we kind of like, it's bullshit going on. Yeah. It's bullshit going on because whenever like this shit just come, think about all the other vaccines that's been out for over years, and even some of them vaccines, people feel as though it's bullshit. Flu vaccines, they say, for the longest, they say the flu is basically we're gonna inject you with the flu and inject you with the medicine at the same time, so that way you already done with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we're not gonna let you take care of yourself to see if you could not get caught with it at all.
Right.
We're gonna inject you with it and the motherfucking medicine, nigga. So now you done. You ain't got a trip. Yeah. And we charging you for it. Of course it costs. So it's goofy shit. If a motherfucker rather say, yo, listen, I hear what you saying. I'm telling you, fuck that option. I don't need it. I'm not paying you to go to your doctor. I'd rather pay the farm. Shout the Pharmacy for Lifestyles P. I fucks with them heavy, him and his wife. And they say that all the time. You either gonna pay the farm, right? Because they Pharmacy for Life is spelt with the FARM, farm, like where they make vegetables at and shit like that. They say if you're, no, some people need to break down.
He's just explaining it.
No, it's not for us here.
ABC 1, 2, 3, we get it.
I'm not mad at my guys. Everybody's not sharp as the others. But basically, like if you don't go see that farm with the FARM, then eventually you're going to end up at the PHRM farm, pharmacy. You know what I mean? And I fucks with that. I fucks with that wholeheartedly. Like, man, listen, like me personally, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm like, I'm still a little type, just a tad bit reckless. I'm trying to like get my life in order. So I need to go to the doctor and find out my blood type. I don't even know. All I know is I've been good through the pandemic. No, real shit. All I know is God got me. Allah loves me.
Hello, amen to that.
Yeah, so alhamdulillah, I've been good. And my thing is like, if I've been good practicing my shit, my vitamin C, my black seed, my sea balls, like, let me be great. Let me be great. I still wear the mask when you want me to wear it around other people if I guess y'all saying now, and even that's bullshit. You know what I mean? But we gotta, whatever. We putting up with certain shit, but now y'all asking for too much.
Right. You know that's what? All. This is a very interesting, topic and conversation, because I was actually talking to somebody about this recently, and this is what's been bothering me lately about this, right? They're forcing people to get vaccinated, and then there's a lot of like, I used to go to a lot of these studios, like, workout studios, and, now they're requiring you to be vaccinated. Mm-hmm. But now all of a sudden, all these instructors that are vaccinated are getting COVID again. Mm-hmm. So, right? So it's just, and now they go on social media. This is what bothers me. Okay. They go on social media. They're like, hey guys, I just wanted to come on my platform just to come and let you know. This is just how they do it. I just wanted to come on my platform to let you guys know I tested positive for COVID-19. And I just want all you guys to just go out there and just go get vaccinated. Even though I'm vaccinated, you just have to go. It just doesn't.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense.
I'm like, can you just not do that? Just like if you did get COVID again, right, and you're vaccinated, just keep it to yourself, because at that point you're making me not want to get, because it's like at this point it doesn't even matter. I can still get it again.
And listen, no bullshit. I know people, right? I know people like stone cold junkies. They stone cold like they into what they into, right? They've been getting high the whole pandemic. And nigga, they tell you, I ain't wore one mask yet, bitch. And them niggas would be like, I'm telling you, no bullshit. And you would think like, oh, they the first niggas gonna die.
Maybe heroin is the cure.
You know what one nigga told me? He said, Rich, I don't need to get vaccinated. He told me he's crack-cinated.
Yo, I'm done.
That coke numbed me up.
Listen.
Crack-cinated.
You know what,
Crack-cinated.
yo, listen.
Don't listen to
Oh,
Puerto
no,
Rico.
listen. This episode gonna get flag banned, all type of shit, unmonetized. They gonna do
Right.
everything to us. Oh, and make sure if y'all support the channel, to make sure y'all hit up the motherfucking Cash App. You know what I'm saying? $sign.
Cash App us so they won't hate on our downfall.
Yeah, $sign Devin Wade Show if
Hello.
y'all want to support. But no, what's crazy is me. I'm not like Bryant, man. I eat bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I do a lot of bullshit. I eat bullshit.
We know.
I
told me.
I ate. You know what I'm saying? I ate butt. Yeah,
ate
I probably
plain
should.
donuts.
Yeah,
I
in the
ain't know
past,
about that.
no, in the past that I.
You ate what?
He ate booty. 11. He ate booty.
Oh.
He love that shit, literally.
You know what I'm saying?
So technically, that's not you're not vegan. You can never be.
Oh no,
vegan.
I'm not vegan. But
Yeah.
on top
Wait,
of that,
hold on. I have a question. Do you eat butt? So are you?
Butt is exclusive.
but it's organic.
The people want to know.
His face, that face right there say he just gotta really be digging her. And he'll digging that butt.
That's crazy. No, I mean, no. Listen, you know what's crazy?
I
though?
can see him there.
I want to see how he spin this. Let that nigga jump.
No. You know what's crazy? The last time when we was on, way back when we was on me and Oliver for game, and we was on the joint. And they asked me the same crazy ass question.
Dang, I
and
didn't
I just
know.
was like, yo, I was fucking embarrassed. I'm like, because I'm like, I'm not secretive, but I'm just like, some things I just be like, yo,
Keep
I'm
private.
totally, man.
Yeah. But basically, he said, the answer is 11.
Yeah. I mean, occasionally.
Right. So with that
It's a
being
judge-free
said,
zone. Judge-free zone.
with that being said, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't living crazy healthy, so I'm not the type of person that really make a big deal about the joint. It's the way they was moving with the way it was being advertised and everything that made me be like, nah, man, I don't want that joint. Y'all going to, like, the way you going about it, make it where it's like, I'm good on that. You know what I'm
You trying
saying?
to pay me?
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. Amazon, they're paying people like bonuses to get it, and I'm like, that's weird. You really have to pay someone to get a shot? Like that doesn't
They
sound
giving
right.
niggas buckets of chicken, lap dances, everything.
And
pretty soon
the
that
test
shit could
costs
probably
money in some places.
Right.
In some cases, I think some companies, don't get me wrong, I could be wrong, but I'm just saying in some cases, because I just think it's a mixture too. Besides the vaccine shit that's going on, it's a mixture of really like the United States damn near almost being crippled behind this pandemic where nobody wants to work anyway. People don't even want to go to work. People don't want to do.
I think that's the PUA, but go ahead.
Yeah, but that's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about. That's what he's talking about.
shit,
That's what he's
real
talking
shit.
about, bro.
I think, and it's just, deep. And don't get me wrong, the vaccine should just make it all the way worse. You know what I mean? Because that's a whole nother fight in itself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just trying to get America and the economy back to where it needs to be and back to where people need to understand that, no, nigga, we not.
But you're getting okay. You want to get the economy back to a certain degree, right? You want to get it back to a certain level, but at the same time, you're creating this like segregation amongst people.
Absolutely. Right.
So this whole time during the pandemic, we were talking about uniting, bringing people together, Black Lives Matter, this and this,
Right.
and that, right? But at the same time, now y'all creating another type of racism because you're discriminating against another party that basically doesn't want to do something.
They're discriminating against nurses and healthcare workers that they called heroes, that they
Right.
called
Yes.
heroes
Right.
during the pandemic.
Separating
Absolutely.
us, listen, you know how they say, like, whatever, when people talking these conspiracy theories and certain shit, because I don't really believe it's a conspiracy theory. I believe it's like some truth to it about like just these powerful people and people who want to be in control and they kind of like in cahoots and operate together. They gain power. To me, this is just my opinion, me speaking from me. These type of people gain power by separating the people. The people is so powerful if we
Right.
can learn how to be together. And don't get me wrong, I know we all got like slightly different views, slightly different, differences.
But
we
if
come
we
from different
combine
backgrounds.
as a
But
as
if we
a
was
whole,
able to just understand, like, hey, look, we can like coexist together and do it the right way where
Right.
everybody will be good. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people fall for the banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah, so
You know, a lot of the time.
something that you said before we get off this. I saw somebody say something and he was saying like, "Yo, people need to stick together like at your job or something like that." They was saying like the nurses that want to get vaccinated, they get vaccinated, to stand up for the nurses that don't and be like, if they not working, I'm not working.
Right.
Because now you about to make me do twice the work.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, if I'm supposed to be more invulnerable or whatever because I got it, man, then that's on me.
Right.
Because you let them, when there was no vaccine, you let them ride out,
Right.
be in here in the danger and all that type of
Right.
shit, and they really put in a work. And it's
Right.
almost like they do with war vets. Like when it gets to a certain point and we done with you or whatever like that, it's like, fuck you now.
Yeah, dispose him. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's how it's supposed to go. Vaccinated people. I'm not Crip. You're not blood. Like it's cool. It's cool for real.
It's
Cause
all
that's how
love.
really like
Can I-
some people own it. And that's why it's hard to like get this shit right.
I want to move forward. We're going to get into something else that's going to probably get people mad as hell, and we're going to get one of you. We're going to get some thought process from BY. But first, let's get into another one of these relation skits.
Shout out to my man Kyrie,
You
man.
have? Babe, my side of the wedding is gonna be way bigger.
Babe, I'm just starting, man. Like, relax.
Just starting. Angel, we both decided we would be finished with this tonight, okay? We have to stick to our deadlines.
I know. I'm just having trouble trying to decide who to invite. Like, I'm sitting here thinking, who would I feel a tight way with if they didn't invite me to their wedding? And that's who I'm inviting.
Okay, babe, that's not a good way to pick.
You don't think so?
No, I mean, you want people that really care about you, you know? People that would be happy to see you happy on this day.
Nah, you right.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Let me see your list. Let me see what you got.
Here, look. Obviously, my mom, my grandmom. I mean, I'm not inviting my father, but I did invite Darnell's parents. I mean, his father still looks at me like a daughter, and I think they would be excited to see me. Shit. You know what? He's probably gonna have to walk me down the aisle.
Darnell, your ex Darnell?
Yeah, babe, I mean, I've known him for like 7 years. But his mom and dad, they call me every now and then. I mean, they're really important people.
And you got the nerve to have him on the list too.
Yes, babe. I mean, they're all really important people to me.
Sasha, you playing right now. Your ex's parents are not walking you down nobody's fucking aisle, let alone even come to our wedding.
Why not? I mean, I know the boy's mother's coming.
Hell no. Why would I invite her?
I mean, you're friends, co-parents. You don't think she'll feel some type of way not getting an invite?
No, she wouldn't. She wouldn't even want to be there. I bet you your ex probably don't even want to be there. Cause I know for a fact that I wouldn't want to be at none of my damn ex's weddings.
Honestly, I didn't think it was that deep, babe. I'm sorry, it was harmless. They're just really close people. That's it.
Close. So you and Darnell still close, huh?
I mean, not like that. I mean, I would say that we had like a bond that, I mean, still means something to us, I think.
Yo, you don't really sound like you ready to be married.
Angel, why would you say something like that?
Sasha, listen. When you choose a husband, all these other bonds with all these other men, especially the ones you had sexual relationships with, they over. And it's your job, and super important, to make sure that they all know that they over.
I really didn't think that deep into it, babe. I'm so sorry. It was harmless, okay? It's harmless.
Listen, I'm telling you it's not harmless. And I'm telling you that none of that shit is happening.
Well, damn, Angel. Okay.
Unhinged. She said, damn,
Listen,
Angel.
hold on. First off, she's trying to be a motherfucking slickster. I don't like the way one of her moves, but no, because hold on. First off, the problem I have, I'm going to tell y'all right from the rip. She tried to make it like she just thought of the idea that the dad was walking her down the aisle right there at the moment. She really tried to. She was
premeditated.
right. That was premeditated. She was like, you know what? Come to think about it, I think it would only make sense for his dad to walk me down the aisle.
Right.
Bitch,
Well-
you thought about that shit beforehand.
In her defense, right? If let's just say, right? Let's play devil's advocate. If she did look at him as a father figure and he meant that to her, he could have potentially walked her down, right?
No.
He could watch it.
Hold on.
Does she have a
bad
dad?
out there.
They
bad
got
out there.
Zoom. He could watch it
Bad
on
out
Zoom.
there. Let me finish, right? He could have potentially walked her down, right? I mean, that could have been a conversation Angel could have had.
Right.
Her and Angel could have had, right? But inviting the ex-boyfriend was a stretch. So that's where she fucked up, okay? That's where you fucked up, sis. You should have never, I get it. It could have been a conversation like, hey, I really don't have nobody to walk me down, and I really look at this guy as like a father figure. It's all about the delivery and the type of conversation you're having. I think Angel would have been a little bit more he probably would have said no, but at least yeah, whatever, but at least you could have just gave that option without adding the extra, meaning adding your ex to the equation.
You know I love you like cook food, and I love that because in a perfect world that will work. But me, I'm a father. I know for a fact that if you was with my son at one time, my son was fucking you or whatever.
Oh my
and
God.
I become I'm just because for real
I ain't walking that bitch.
Listen, listen. Not only that, not only will you not really walk her down the aisle, but if you if people really insist, if the girl insisted that you as the father, right? You walk her down the aisle, any father, you gonna be like the other dude cool, but you really want your son to be fucking her. You really for your son.
But what about, we don't know that. What about if the dad is really genuinely happy for her to move on and find love? We don't know that.
I just state that. No. I just state that I mentioned that's what makes it hard for the guy to accept the current boyfriend.
Okay.
Because he's gonna think yo,
right.
This nigga that's walking you down the aisle would rather have his son fucking you. Way over me. It's no way you can have me believe that he wants me fucking you more than his son.
Hold on, stay right there. Hold on. Hold on, because I'm about to make a point. Do you feel the same way that he feels?
Well,
yes or no? Don't even, yes or no. Do you, exactly what he just said, do you feel like that?
Well, no, I can agree.
Hold on, but do you feel like that with just the words, everything? Do you feel like that? I'm about to make a point. Just say yes or no.
I can agree to him.
And I'm not saying
Okay,
that's
so it's a
every
man thing, it's not a Poppy thing. Because you know Poppy.
No. Wait. I wanna. Because I want to hear 11's take on this as well, right? What I'm going to say is, I can see how this happens based off of my personal life, right? So, for example, my girl that I'm with right now, I am not letting that fly under any circumstances, and luckily, she's not in that situation. She got her dad who's there. There's no connection to another person. But what I will say is, one of my ex-girlfriends, my dad, is the closest person to being her dad possible because of, the situation where it got extremely crazy.
Oh, yes.
We had to leave.
Right.
here. Mm-hmm. And it became a thing where my parents, in a sense, became her only parents, and her real parents are null and void. It is a wrap. Non-existent. So even me living back up here, she's still been down there in the same town as my dad that I'm not around and stuff like that. So I could imagine it's within the realm of possibility that one day when she was to go and marry her dude, right?
She's gonna ask your dad.
She might be like, yo, this is the person that is, what happened with my dad. This is it. This is the guy. You know what I mean? And my ex-boyfriend, we 20 years removed. That nigga hasn't even lived down here in 20 years. He lives somewhere else. He's got a completely different situation. He's not coming. It's none of that type shit. But that's my pop. That's all I got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In this world. So I could see how that could happen in that extreme. I don't know if that was this woman's extreme, because she said, yo, my dad, I ain't really inviting him because maybe they got whatever issues. Dads be on some bullshit, family,
Right.
you know, things happen. So in an extreme situation, I could see how that would happen, but I could see how a man could just feel like,
Agreed.
nah, because I could see the dude that she would be with, especially knowing the story and knowing what I did. That's a lot for a person to live up to what I did.
Yeah, I feel like, Dev, you took the words right out of my mouth, because I was like, okay, it was a red flag when she said her dad wasn't invited. So my first thing was, why? Where's he at? What happened to him? What's the circumstances? So that's why you said that. I agree with that. And then also she said 7 years. That's a very long time. You know what I mean? So I think more so I would have asked questions more than just have said no.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm at. It's a lot of questions that needs to be answered. No.
She getting at him.
I can agree if someone feels that way, and you know, because he just gave a whole different perspective, and it's like, yo, like, but at the end of the day, I would definitely need to to ask more questions. Like, I need more context, because basically to me now, like reassessing, because I had to wait till all y'all explain. Y'all, I'm thinking, like, I felt like I was in a school exam. Like, yo, remember this shit? Like, you know, I'm like, hey, this shit, I'm gonna forget this shit. But I just think that the husband to be, he is not aware of the relationship that him and his fiance, that his fiance and her ex are having. That's something that he should know, the ins and outs and the severity of that relationship, in order for him to be able to accept it. So yes, it would be a red flag, because he knows nothing about their actual relationship. Now, what's the circumstances of that relationship? Did they have a child? Have they been together for, they said 7 years.
Yeah.
But 7 years, depending if those are your transitional years or those are like free years. Because people don't understand transitional years. It's like when you growing from one person to the next, and one person is there, whether that's 2 years, 3 years, that person is more important than someone who was actually around the whole time.
That makes sense.
So it's different. But it's like I just think that the husband to be is not aware of the relationship that his fiance and her ex are having.
I'm sorry, BY. Puerto Rich, out of nowhere goes, yo.
Nah, because
like he picked up the phone.
No.
I'm listening to you. All you hear is him go, yo.
You know what it be? I'm gonna tell you what it be. It's me, because I'm weird as hell. But when BY was going on his rant, right? He'll make me think of and it ain't just him, anybody that goes on like a good rant, and when you just dropping like really like the science, it makes me think like, this shit is not really like arguable. Like, why are we even debating it? Like, I was going to be like, yo, like, the past is called the past for a reason.
He ain't letting that shit slide.
If you go look up the past, right? PAST, right? It'll tell you what the past is. So it's like, bitch, that's history.
But it's not the past if she's still cool with him. Like, your point was, if my son's done with you, I'm done with you. That wasn't her case.
Right.
Right. Well, I do respect that to a certain. Listen, I do respect that to a certain extent, that you got the relationship with your old ex stepfather. Because that's what he is now.
But
he's
That's not a stepfather.
He's an ex-father-in-law. That's where he is now. He's an ex-father-in-law. And don't get me wrong, it's no really like no harm in it, no foul in it. But we gotta understand what I mentioned earlier. That's not very simple. It wouldn't be simple for you if I wanted to bring my mother-in-law to, just the reverse situation, the reverse scenario. It's not easy for one to accept, because, okay, he's just the dad, but I know your son was fucking my joint.
But that would have been a deal breaker.
No.
That would have been a deal breaker in the beginning of the relationship. Like, oh, you're still cool with your ex-parents.
But that's
like
why
that.
it should have been the conversation, and that's what I'm saying. It should have been the conversation.
But listen, we obviously know, because I'm the actor. Let's give it up for me.
Puerto Rich killed that shit.
Let's give it up for me, the sex scene machine. And this wasn't that. This was something light. But no bullshit. Nah, seriously though. But in that joint, it's obvious that Dude didn't know.
Yeah,
Dude didn't know.
That's
Dude
the biggest thing.
Dude
period.
didn't know that you was keeping all these ties.
Yeah.
You even inviting the ex nigga.
Yeah, that's the
You
big-
saying
yeah,
you
that's-
close with people.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is you still
Yeah,
close with?
yeah, that's the
Because
elephant
me
in the room.
personally,
Yeah.
if you minds, when I see, that's why I don't play with relationships.
He
That's
getting
why a
serious.
nigga. No. I'll be single for 10 years at a time. I'll be single for at least decades when I go single.
Damn,
man.
wow.
No,
How old are you?
I do a
Vampire
relationship.
shit.
If I do a relationship 2-3 years and all that shit, because that shit draining. I go single 10 years, a decade, nigga. Yeah, we'll die before you play with me.
Hold on, Richie, but we can't do another decade though, baby.
We can. Because I'm gonna go out with my record, however it is. When it's time to go
So
out.
your next relationship be 50?
Hold on, Rich. Hold on, Rich, real quick.
Not the way this paper looking.
Hold on, real quick, Rich.
They want to get relationship.
Rich brought up a really good point that I'm gonna tell you where Rich brought up a good point. When somebody is a certain importance to you, the person that you're in a relationship with saw them around. Like let's say you know she's got this relationship with this dad.
Okay.
Like, yo, this is the dude that when I fell behind on my apartment, like my real dad did, he came in and paid my rent. Yo, when I was going to school, he did this for me. Whenever happened, when my car was fucked up, like he really plays the role of my father. He has done that for 7 years, even when because maybe he knows the relationship with my dad and that I don't have that person. And this man stepped up and started doing these things for me. Now, somewhere along the lines, and however long her relationship is with Rich's character, what was his name?
Angel.
With Angel, she didn't.
Angel.
Angel.
In Spanish.
Angel.
For my Latin community.
Yes, Angel did not know at all that this was the relationship between them. You know what I mean?
Right.
She
and that's
hasn't-
where she messed up.
He's looking at it like this is kind of coming like out of the blue. Like, hold on, you still even talk to Darnett? Like, what's popping with that?
And the wedding should have been canceled right there.
Okay, so now she on.
Because we gotta go back. Because now it's a lot of stuff that I didn't know about.
Now I agree to what she's saying
Now we gotta
because
go
like she's right because you're
It's
not
distrust there
communicating.
now.
You're not
Yeah.
communicating with. If she would have communicated that with Angel in that instance prior to that, like, hey, like I still have a relationship with my ex's dad. Like I legit. That's a conversation. That's something that you need to kind of like let your man know. Especially like at this point, y'all talking about marriage. Y'all supposed to.
In a bond, when you say shit like, we have a bond that's like special to us. It's like now you got this other thing going on where you feel like this person needs to be there for this event.
That's why I feel like in a truthful relationship, you already knew that. If he was somewhat of an importance, he would be at family gatherings. He would be at holidays. I would already know.
They lucky.
That gotta be like a baby dad, though. Like,
Listen, hold on. First of all,
that gotta be like you gotta.
Listen, shout to our family, our homie, the pro lover Kyrie.
shout out the pro lover.
Shout the
Kyrie,
relation
love you,
skits.
baby.
Shout the relation skits. He couldn't be here for these joints that we doing today, but shout the bro for the opportunity. And yeah, man, like listen, man, like it ain't a joke. Like you gotta understand that we all again. This goes back to like my life being my gift, your life being your gift. We all entitled to accept and deal with what we want to deal with and what we don't want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? And that's why communication is so important. And we do a horrible job. I think that's part of lack of communication is a tool almost to me. And if it's not a tool for them, then I'm almost positive that powers that be who like separating people and like the benefits that come from the separation of people and the division of people, like they love that shit. The lack of communication, they love that shit because communication is how we really like kind of like get to the bottom of shit and come together in all these different scenarios.
Right, it makes people more clear. It makes people more understanding.
Yeah,
It's getting.
But when
it's more of like a lot of people don't realize like the reason why people don't want to communicate because people want to just listen What's the saying? Like, I want to listen to understand, not listen to answer.
No. They want to. They're
listening
while
to
you're
answer.
talking. They just want to answer.
Right. They don't want to listen to understand.
Not to
So I
understand.
think
They just want to respond.
Right, and I think that's why a lot of people don't communicate because they don't want to hear that other person's answer. They just want to like dead it. So I feel like in human nature, a lot of people just wanna just feel in that moment like I'm just gonna dead the situation. They're not there to understand.
So, I'm going to say that if this was me in an extreme situation, I could see
why
how
everything got to be extreme.
Because it got to be extreme. It got to be an extreme situation for me personally to say, yeah, he could walk you down the aisle because I know what your scenario is. I know your father's deceased.
Not me.
Or your. This is just me.
I'd be like,
listen. Your father may be deceased. Something happened. This person played a pivotal role in your life that I don't know. Because everybody had a life before you.
Right.
So sometimes when we try to like erase a person's life before them, that's that person. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, man, this is the person we got this house. And because he paid for my college to be here.
But what about she didn't communicate that with you?
Now, that's different. That's what I said. In an extreme case where
you
that was the
knew.
case and I kind of knew.
Okay.
Even because maybe she doesn't talk about it all the time because it makes them uncomfortable. Maybe she brought it up in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, and a lot of times in relationships, you hear about stuff in the beginning, then you tell the person, I don't want to hear about that no more. Okay, if that's cool, that's your relationship, I don't want to hear about it.
No,
Now we 3 years in, right? We 3 years in.
I need to be briefed every 2 months or every month.
Some people don't, because the reason why I'm talking about that is we'll have situations where like we fucking a chick and we got a girl. You know what I mean? And not now, babe, at all. This is back in the day before you. But let's say we did. No, let's say we do. And then the girl will tell us like, I don't want to hear about your girlfriend no more. Stop bringing her up. So now we go 2 years or whatever, and I'm never bringing her up. I'm still doing my thing on the side. But when finally you want me to come to Christmas, Thanksgiving, I can't. I got my girl. You're still with her? What the fuck? Yeah, you told me not to bring it up no more. So that's that. I'm saying for me.
That was a good point.
Yeah, for me.
Dev is gonna choke the dad at the wedding.
No,
choke dads for a living.
Now the ex-boyfriend on the other hand.
That's a dunyan.
That's
Weird. But I want to get into another relationship before.
What, to be invited though?
He can't roll.
I mean, if he bring a girl, it's like, it all depends on the relationship.
That nigga's not getting a plate out there, bitch. Next relationship.
Oh, that's when I just took the popsicles, but I put the sticks back. I wasn't getting in trouble.
Something is wrong with you, y'all. You're too funny.
No, I almost lost my job because of that.
Well, I'm glad you're still here. I had a really good time tonight.
Why you say that like you surprised, though?
I mean, I kind of am. But remember, listen, just friends. Like, I'm not really ready to call whatever this is anything more. And I don't know about dating somebody from a job.
I mean, it's cool. I can dig it. No, I fully respect it. Just friends.
Right.
Cool. Hey, what's up?
No rush.
Thank you.
Cool. Hey, can you do me a favor, though? Can you split this bill?
Sure, no problem. Based off of what you guys got separately?
Yes.
Nice.
Cool.
Why'd you do that?
Well, I do what?
Why'd you ask for split checks like you expect me to pay for myself? Let's remember, you asked me on a date.
You right. I did.
You did.
But you said, and I quote, we is just going out to eat as friends. This is not a date. You even reiterated like 3 times, just friends, just friends, just friends. I get it.
Right, but that's because I want to make sure that there is a boundary. Like, no intimate expectations. You know how you guys can be.
Denise, listen, if we went out on a date, I'm not looking for anything intimate anyway, especially the first one. Plus, besides, I usually when I go out with my friends, we usually split in the bill.
That's corny as hell, Riley.
Is it corny? Or is it me just treating it like it's still a date after you explicitly said not to?
You don't ask someone out on a date and then ask them to pay for the date. Riley, you know what? I'm glad I don't actually date you.
Denise, you sound crazy.
Right, I bet I do.
Listen, you sound crazy right now. Listen, I got money. And I can more than afford to take you out. But you said you didn't want to be taken out. And where I come from, if the man pays for the bill, then it's a date. Listen, I was just made the gesture not to pay the bill so I can show that, listen, we just friends. That's it.
Right. Well, you keep your money and tell her to keep the change.
Come on, Denise, really?
Yeah, you have a good one.
Wow.
I'm gonna tell you what I would have did.
Wow.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my
Hold
God!
the fuck up. Let me tell you what I would have did. I would have paid for the whole shit.
Exactly.
And rolled down and be
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
fuck you,
I was
nigga.
just about to say
Then
that.
leave.
Because at the end
I
of
was
the
just about to say
day,
that.
that's what she did.
Okay.
No, I
Okay.
thought she said.
And she
keep
told
the
him to
change.
keep the change.
Yeah, she was a real
yeah.
nigga.
What you
She
mean?
did. No, she
First
did.
of
I
all,
think that was for her check, though. I don't think that was
No,
for
I don't think
check.
that was for
That was
both
for
of them.
her.
I think that was for her side. That's what I'm saying. I would have paid for the whole
paid for the whole
meal
thing. It made
and
him
kept
look even
pushing.
worse.
Because at the end of the
Made
day,
him look
like,
even worse.
you invited me out. So I always thought about this when I used to go on dates, and I'm like, hey, I want to go hang out with you. Let's go here.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, I would be like, if he doesn't want to pay for the bill and we want to split, we can split. Why? Because I asked you to come hang out with me.
Right.
It's up to the man if he wants to treat or not. But if you invited me out, my nigga, and then you expect me because I'm trying to create some type of boundary here, and you trying to fucking want to go half with me,
Look at
I'm
you.
gonna
Yo, Wally,
let me
passionate.
tell you something. I'm gonna pay for that shit and let you know that'll be the last time we going out the fuck to eat.
it
And
was
that's
a
just all
red
I gotta
flag.
say.
It was a red flag for me when he said, "I got money." So why is this even a conversation?
Amen.
Number one.
So-
Number two, just because you go on a date with someone does not mean you're dating them. We were friends before we came here. We was friends after this. So whatever definition you want to use, you invited me. You're paying. And I guess we dining and dashing at this point because I ain't paying for shit.
Hold on. So if you going by that point, right? I want to try to take up for this dude. It's very hard to.
No.
Here you go, Mr.
Very
Reed.
hard. Very, very hard to take.
There's
up.
no
It's
taking.
weird.
There's no taking
That's
up.
different.
No,
No.
It's
I'm gonna try-
difficult, but he got a good defense team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
yeah,
Go ahead,
You go
Dad.
first.
So you said that because it's a date, don't mean we're dating.
Right.
This person wanted to take it further than that and say, I want to make sure that you know, nigga, this ain't even a date. Not only are we not dating,
Did she hurt his ego?
probably.
fragile.
Right. His ego's fragile. She said it's not a date. And then he said, okay, well, in my world, if it's not a date, me and my friends go what they call that Dutch, right?
Split it.
He said, yeah, me and my friends go Dutch. We just kicking it, we cool or whatever like that. Because Wally mentioned, you will never go out with me again. It looks like Bull was never going to go out with her again anyway.
Period. Yeah.
No. I'm saying she wasn't. It wasn't going to happen, and he realized that in this
Early.
situation and said, "Okay," because we always got to take in the finesse.
Right.
But that could have been their first date.
But women brag too much about the finesse. If I go down my timeline, it's so much bragging about the nigga did this and I ain't have to pay nothing. The this. And a lot of times maybe the nigga, right? I'm trying to go to court for this nigga.
Okay.
Right? Because
should be a lawyer,
I wouldn't
Dad.
do this. Niggas don't in this finesse age, niggas never like to feel like they got finessed. He wants to walk out of this and say, yeah, Shorty told me it's not a date, bro. We paid for ourselves. I paid for me, she paid for her, and we walked away like that because a lot of times the shorty walk away and be like, yeah, I went out with Darnell last night. Yeah, that nigga paid for that shit, but of course he ain't getting, I don't fuck with him like that. I hear chicks brag all the time about how.
But I object
and
because
she's
how are you getting finessed if he said he has money?
No.
That's a bad one. I don't like that
See,
one.
here's the thing.
Go ahead, B.Y.
Here's the
Let
thing.
him
First
know.
of all, you know, whether or not she asks you or you ask her to go out, right? The moment you accept, you're already supposed to understand the manly duties. I mean, based off of like you having chivalry or whatever. Like you already
I
understand.
love B.Y. I'm glad.
Hold on. Don't say this, Wally, because this is going to go against some of your points, and I'm going to bring it back up in court. Go ahead, because think about what you're saying. Go.
So basically, like I said, whether she asks or he asks, you pay for the bill. Now, for all of this, the girl saying, oh, he paid for this, he ain't get shit. Like, first of all, there should be no one that should actually get something out of you when you have the intention to get something else. If it's genuine, you can go. You gonna look stupid. Gonna go tell everybody, oh yeah, he did this. I did that for you. That's how I move. You know what I'm saying? So basically, I move around with a group of friends. The way as though it's like, okay, if I say, yo, let's go get something to eat, I'm paying for all of it. I'm talking about homies, men, like they would pocket full of money.
Yeah. Real shit.
You get what I'm saying? Oh
Real
no,
shit.
this. I asked everybody to come on. I got it today. I got it right now. Whatever. But nobody's ever like, okay, just the other day we did do that. I don't know why we did it, but everybody was like, yo, $55 a piece. We ain't go nowhere but to Hibachi. It was my man's birthday. We was just like, yo, it was late. And we just was like, yo, where we gonna go at? I was like, fuck it, let's just go here. So that I don't know why we did that, but we did it. But any other time, like especially when it comes to like going out with a woman, she should never have to reach in her pocket. And I hate when women say, oh, I got it. Like, what the fuck? Like, that's offensive.
Mr. Jennings, what do you do for a living?
Doesn't matter.
Hold on, no. Whoa, wait. Only one man in this room has fought in a ring with a Klitschko on television for a massive amount of money. Hold on, wait. We have to bring this
I'm
back.
about to break something off the court.
Hold on. All right, cool. Because he's not
Court is
playing.
getting crazy. I didn't even go yet. I'm gonna let y'all go.
Listen.
Get real.
So what I'm saying is, these motherfuckers sound like they both work possibly. They both work at Walmart together.
Okay.
They decided to go. Listen, no, they both.
We're gonna use that. We're gonna use that.
They both work at Walmart together. They was talking in the break room. He was like, "What's her name? I don't know. Sasha, let's go out on a date or whatever." They go out. Mm-hmm. They go eat. She says, "This ain't a date."
Right.
He like, "Oh, fuck it. I make $9 an hour. You make $9 an hour.
Respect it.
You know what I'm saying? We just homies. All right, you got your bill. I got mine. I see you at work cutting open these boxes on Thursday."
All right, Dad, you know what?
Yeah, but it all depends on where y'all going at too, though.
His scenarios always gotta be fucking extreme, yo. I fucking hate that. Let me tell you why I hate that.
I think she's only mad because she ended up really liking him. Because she made the comment. She was like, I actually had a really good time. And he was like, I don't know why you're being surprised by that. So I think the whole thing was a setup, though, for him just to be petty.
Right. And I did, honestly, like, just to kind of come full circle with all this, like, even with, you don't have to make a lot of money for a guy to want to naturally pay for someone.
Right.
And not like, I don't want to put you on the spot.
No,
Richie.
come on, I'm always on the spot.
You know, my man Richie and me, we live regular lives, right? We ain't got the bag yet. We try to get the bag, we ain't got the bag yet.
Right.
But even when I
Real
go
shit.
out, I'll try to treat Richie. Richie would never let me go in my pocket unless I'm just like doing something that he don't even know, and I'm like, yo, here you go, you know, type of thing, right? For your birthday, we all came together and bought you something. You get what I'm saying? It's just, it doesn't even matter how much money you make. I think it's just morals and just who you are as an individual. Like, I'm not gonna expect every guy to treat me. So that's why in the back of my mind, like, you know, you gotta make sure you got a couple dollars to make sure, like, if he don't want to pay for
do it, then you got it your own.
You can pay your own bill.
I just feel like when it come to this type shit, like, it's different levels, it's different strokes for different folks. I feel like everything that the team done said here is a lot of accuracy. There's nothing really like wrong here. You know, B.Y. spoke about chivalry and us as men being providers, being protectors. Like, I'm into that. Like I said, you know,
Deb, you into that too?
I felt that.
You already listen. I gotta. What we gonna do? Just all jump to one ball in the video? We can't do that.
Get that nigga.
I felt that even for like on the homie tip, bro. When you mention that, and if we could do that for men. It's like, why wouldn't we do that for ladies?
woman,
if we could grab a bill
every
for
time.
our homies and say, because you know, like, hey, I'm the more successful at this point now thus far. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pick
But
up.
are you asking that as a question though? Because there's an answer to that. You said why can't we do it for the homies?
No,
but
no,
can't
no,
do it
no,
for the
he said
ladies?
if we can do it for the homies, why can't we do it for the ladies?
That's the question. Why can't we?
No, I'm gonna get to that. I want to get to your point because I felt your point wholeheartedly about. That's why I started this off with levels and different strokes for different folks because because real shit. And let me tell you where y'all go wrong at. Let me tell you where y'all go wrong at, right? Y'all see the handsome nigga. Y'all see the handsome nigga. This nigga
Don't
is.
say y'all. Look at me. Look at everybody.
I'm only looking at you because you always on my ass, nigga. So you about to get it, nigga. Nah, but real shit. Y'all find a man, right? And you find a man. And this nigga might work at the motherfucking Hess gas station. Or this nigga might be the manager at Target. But on the look scale, this nigga's is 11. This nigga's a 12.
He gotta be 11.
Hold on. So y'all go ahead, because you already kind of like You bought on something. You bought on the looks, the he might got swag, the whole shit. His paper might be lacking, but y'all go ahead and this might not be your normal caliber. Your normal caliber is a nigga with paper, right? But you make an exception this one time. And now this could be this situation where this nigga get to the joint. First you saying it ain't a date. It's contradictions in this video. The woman said it wasn't a date at first. I don't want you to take this as a date. But at the end, you hear her saying, hey, you fumbled as a date. As a date, you fumbled because you asking me for money. Hold on, let me finish because I'm a lawyer too. So she contradicted herself. She contradicted herself in this shit. Because if you tell a nigga like, yo, it ain't a date, and like I'm telling you, the caliber of this nigga is at Target. He don't get real money. You should know what you dealing with. You should know you dealing with a nigga where, guess what? You might have to catch the tip. He catch the bill, you catch the tip. This nigga's a average nigga trying to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? But you fucked with him because he was a 12 on the looks. He looked like motherfucking whatever, Boris Kojo and all these other niggas. Right, Idris Elba. I'm just saying.
Boris was the 90s.
Yeah. I'm quite sure he's still doing him. It's a drought on us out here. But like, I just feel like it's levels, it's all different scenarios. Me personally, I'm all for like treating. I feel like women, like and don't get me wrong, like I can't say all women though. I would be a sucker to sit here and say all women because some women really like they prey on that shit.
But you're not gonna take all women out on a date. You don't have to take all women on a date. If you're just trying to crack, you can just
But I think dope women, even if you get your bag, you cool. We got you.
Yeah, but
like you get your bag, because a dope woman, I feel like if you get your bag and like and we ever like really like I fuck with you like that, whether we friends or in more than friends, even just friends, me and Wally, I know I could call Wally and get a band. I know I could call Wally and say, Wally, I need 2 bands. Some shit just hit the fan. It's crazy.
That call gonna come next week.
Yeah. No.
Like, damn, but she got him.
Remember when you said?
I know she. Don't get me wrong. She gonna be like, well, hold on. What the fuck happened? But,
what you need the band for though?
Right, but I know.
Okay.
I know I'ma get it. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like when it comes to like those type of friendships, you know what I'm saying? We're not tripping about no nut shit. Man, we trying to get money together. We're not tripping about none of that shit.
But you know, this situation is a little bit different. Like, I don't know if she was trying to finesse. Like, we just don't know, you know? And I just feel like as women, you know, you have to be clear. And I like the fact that she was clear. Like, she was saying, she contradicted herself towards the end. Yeah. But I'm like that, too. Like, I remember I told you I was going on a date. I went on a date, guys. Okay, remember I told you, but
it's a date.
He considered it as a date, and I was like, okay, it's we're hanging out. It's a date, I guess, essentially.
Okay.
We're going out to eat. We're spending a day at the spa. Like, I guess it's a date, right? But you know, I had to have the conversation with him, and I was just like, I don't think. Maybe I didn't have the conversation with him.
Did you know beforehand that this was going nowhere?
Well, now she knew it was going nowhere. No, you said he not paying.
No. I'm talking about with Wally. Did you know? Be honest.
No, I'm being honest.
Did you know from the rip that this is going nowhere?
Based off of what I knew, how I felt when I first met him the first time, I felt like this wasn't going nowhere, right? Because I didn't get to know him. So that was just like right there.
So you accepted something,
the invitation
that he was going to pay for. That actually costs a couple of dollars if you're paying for a spa day.
Yeah.
With already the thought process of this is going nowhere. And what I'm saying is, with a lot of niggas, that dude, this isn't his first date. The guy in this story.
Right.
So since it's not his first date, he's maybe been here multiple times and knows that this is a thing. You got female friends where it's like, they accept the date. When knowing there is or even thinking, not knowing, because you never know what could happen.
Right.
But the thought process is, I'm going to go, but boy ain't got a shot in hell. I'm just accepting the gift in a sense where you could have just said, since I know that there's, in my mind, I feel like I don't fuck with you in that way, we're not going.
But I think for me, it's just more of like, from what I see, like, for me, it was the age difference where I was like, I don't know, but for me, it's more of like, let me get curious and get to know a person. Instead of judging someone, because I tend to do that, I'm like, I'm not gonna do that because this person is this age. Like, I don't want to do that. So I was like, you know what? Let me take the opportunity and see what happens. And that's what I did. So when I took the opportunity and I seen what happened, it was just more of like, okay, he's mature. He can conduct conversation.
Right.
All right.
He broke through the barriers.
Right.
He broke through the barrier because the reason why I say that, because for real, in her, like, just in a little defense, I was gonna say that. Like, I think I've experienced that where I've dated females and went out with females who I don't think from the gate I was like their caliber, their first choice. You know what I'm saying? But just from either, I don't know how it may have happened at times. I feel like I bump into this a lot, for real, honestly, where like, you know, I don't know how it happened because it's weird because I don't really be into pushing up on broads all crazy. Like, I'm just weird.
And it wasn't financial people. It was just more personality.
But I feel like when you do say, it might be like that little thing to say, let me see. Let me just see. Let me see what happens. Right. I don't think, but let me just see, right? Yeah. And they give a nigga like us a shot. You know what I'm saying? And now you get to really get to know me. And you feel like you in Disneyland. You feel like you in Disney World. The best place ever. No, I'm just saying.
But if you felt like, or was privy to the idea that when she went, right, at the time that she went, she was like, Rich ain't got a shot, but I do need a massage.
No, I
do need this or that. You might feel a different way. So what I'm saying is, based off of this person's history, he might be like, I like to cut. He might be like, because this ain't gonna be me. I got too much pride to be even letting them pay and all that type of shit, even if I felt the way. Right. But he might feel like, nah, I need to make a clear cut difference between a woman I'm on a date with. And he might really be like, yeah, if we on a date, it don't mean I'm fucked or nothing. Right. We on a date, I'll spend whatever in the world on it. But if you telling me that this is not even what this is not courting. This is not courting. This is I'm your homie. Then he might be like, yeah, well, like he said, me and my homies split.
I mean,
and you can't be mad at honesty.
I think like for the man, right? Whomever you are pursuing or you think to be something that's why you gotta chase quality. Like if you chasing something that's not quality, then a lot of shit ain't gonna be worth it. You know, and so
everybody got the Honda.
I know in my life at one point in time, it was just a woman that was.
Keep it real. How many niggas got the Bugatti?
Right.
Keep it real. I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm trying to talk.
So I remember at one point in time in my life, it was a girl that I just admired. Like I love admiring women. Like to the point where I was like, like even if I don't come at them, I just admire you. And so sometimes a gesture had came, and I just like, you know what, hon, go ahead and do that. And she was in a whole different city. Like I didn't know her, of course. And she just moved or whatever. And we wasn't like in a talking stage or anything. That was just a friend, and I did a gesture for her. So, but it's just like, if it would have went somewhere, or if she would have been like, yeah, that's really nice. And now, mind you, I really wasn't thinking about anything in return. Mind you, it's the genuine.
Hey, bro,
you wanted the pussy be.
Even if that thought is in our head, like, yo, if she ever gave it to me, I'm gonna take it because I'm a man. I'm a man. She's a woman. But at the end of the day, I respect the fact that you just stating the fact that, bro, good men still out here.
Yeah, it's like whatever you want to do.
Shout out to guys like BY.
Nah, real shit. Decent, respectful men still out here. And
but
don't get me wrong.
But women do the same thing, though.
But don't get it fucked up, though, with good, decent men. Don't start thinking because I'm so polite and I'm so respectful that you gotta say weird shit or think weird shit like, oh, I think he gay.
But that's women.
Shit.
What?
Like,
how often does that happen?
Oh, that's why the fuck I mentioned it, because it's all the fucking time.
And that's
it get
why,
misconstrued. They love dogs.
But it's their laws, though.
Listen, a lot of women, and this is where women, y'all fuck it up at. Because no. I gotta
go ahead.
I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest because y'all.
Don't be putting me in that category.
Not you. Not nobody here. Not nobody here specifically.
Say certain women.
What I'm gonna say. What I'm gonna say is
I feel
this.
like he's about to say that we like dog. No. Men.
What I'm gonna say is if the shoe fit, wear it. If it don't apply, let it fly.
Hello?
That's all I'm gonna say. But what I'm saying is like, come on, like the niggas who like really like do the worst by bitches get the best treatment. And then the niggas who be super loyal, right? The niggas can have them niggas could be rich in love. but not have all this paper, right? But yet the nigga with all his paper who's so disrespectful,
treat
got
you
about
like
50
shit.
bitches on his line. He the nigga. He the hottest nigga in the world.
Nah, that's a fact.
But the nigga who got all the love in the world for you would never cheat on you,
Right.
would never do none of that sucker shit. But because he don't got no paper,
Right.
Not
he's
even
suspect.
paper. It could be
But
looks.
you-
It could be something.
I'm just
you
saying
know
we
what?
gotta
It's
get
not
on
about
this
shit.
shit.
It's not about paper.
It's not about paper. I think, women that like that is more of the toxicity of the situation. A lot of women like that. But what I can say, though, there are women out here, like me, that I don't necessarily, like, if I go on a date with you or if I fuck with you, I'm going to be all the way 100%. And I'm going to give you a prime example. There's a guy that I met. We went on a date long time ago, right? Cool. It was like a 5-month period. We didn't speak to each other. Boom. He came back in my life and was like, hey, I'm having an event. Come through, whatever. I remember him telling me about this specific event. And he was just like, he's been curating this and doing this on his own. And I was like, damn, like, I'm so proud of you. Like, you got this done. And he was having a whole week of things. And I think the last day of the event was his birthday. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to pull up on your birthday, right? Pull up on his birthday, brought him a birthday gift because I know he loves, like, black artists, people that, create art or whatever that's black. So I bought him a painting of someone, got him a little merch seat, and just kind of like did something for him because there's many times that we went out, he did this, whatever. That birthday weekend we went out, I treated the entire week. He tried to pay the entire time, and I was like, nah. The reason why I did that, because it was genuine, and I fucked with the person. We wasn't even fucking. It was just more of like, I fuck with him, he cool, and like you said, you admired the woman. I admired him for his hustle and what he did. Yeah. And essentially, did I see myself being with this guy at the time? No, not really. I wasn't looking at him like that, but at the end of the day,
I can hear.
I'm glad you said that.
Did I? Wait, no. Let's pause. Let me rewind my words. Did I potentially look at him to be in a relationship? No, but like, if I had the option now, would I try to date him or something? Maybe.
Send the signal.
Yeah,
I'm single still, but like, I'm still single, but that human.
But I will say that, the fuck boy wins all the time. And when I discovered that I could be an asshole and shit like that, I honestly got the best treatment I've ever gotten.
And that's fucked up.
From women ever in my life.
Yeah.
Ever. When I became an all-out asshole, it was like, this shit is lit. And it was very hard to get out of it because I never got that treatment as the great G.I. Joe hero guy, the jump in the fire for him guy.
I feel bad for those women because like they feel as though like that's normal. And like I feel like a lot of women, and that's, shout out to my brand, the female brand. I'm all about just, advertising and promoting like, just being who you are, just being true to yourself and just like removing all the traumas out of your life. Like, dealing with stuff like that and just having a guy treat you like shit, but he's whining and dining you, girl, that's
I wasn't
horrible.
even whining and dining.
No,
I was
just
dicking.
saying, but you know what I'm saying.
Hold on, but
that's not normal.
But the crazy part is, and I want to be clear on this, it's not a specific kind of woman too, because the women was from every walk of life.
Right.
I did realize at a certain point, if I act like this shit is fire. When I was being on some good boy shit, it was terrible. All kind of terrible
because the women think like that's cool.
And it was a lot of like, back to the skit. I like to relate back to the skit. People that feel like they finessed something, they did something, where when I was on the other side of just wilding, you know what I'm saying? Because it's funny, because that dude in that skit, in this realistic world, and I'm going to get off of it, that woman goes on a date with that guy. She calls it not a date. He's being nice. He's been entertaining. He's funny. He's all of this stuff.
Right.
That nigga, she's mad because he won't pay for the date. She's fucking a nigga who's borrowing her car. She's had to help him with his rent. That nigga don't take care of his kids. It's like, this be the real scenario.
Like
Niggas
that.
be doing
That's
all
a
this
fact.
shit, and a nigga be like, I don't want to be the one that feeds you while you fucking the bull that won't feed. This be real,
that be
real
happening.
shit. This be real shit. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
But it all nails down to your judgment on how you choose.
Right.
You know, and because some niggas just go and see if fat ass just jump right in it. Be like, no, you got. You mean sit back, pay attention, see what you know. And nowadays with the Instagram, now we see who you follow, we see what you like, we see what you comment on, we see all that. And so basically, that's just a way. I'm just saying that's just a way for the new school people to to be able to do
vetting
that.
system.
Because sometimes you can't be around a woman.
Real quick, one of my favorite words is fair. Real quick, right? One of my favorite words is fair. Fair exchange. There's no robbery.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Fair exchange. There's no robbery. So I just feel like, if you at any point, right, in like relationship type shit, right, and you suspect about somebody, or in any situation where you like agree to play, right? Because I feel like we all know right from wrong. Right. We all adults. We know what type of caliber of person, of human we dealing with. And I feel like when you agree to play, you agree to be played if that's how it pans out at the end.
Yeah.
You agree to be when you agree to play, you're signing up
game
to possibly be played.
Right.
Right? So I just feel like at that point, you gotta kinda like eat that. Man or woman. If you go down that path and go down that route.
I'm always with the
because I don't and this again
my fault. I'm sorry. I was fucking up a good point. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good, bro. But this just again goes back to like me, how I feel, how I live. Like, you gotta remove certain shit. Like, me personally, if I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't gonna allow you to lie to me.
You just want people to be honest and genuine.
Whether you a regular friend of mine or not, bro.
Right.
It's about like really like tightening your circle.
Right.
And the type shit we've been hearing for years that people don't implement.
Right.
That people don't actually motherfucking execute this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, tighten your circle. Because for me, like,
it's not even
happiness.
about tightening circle. Just to all the women out there, to all the women here, just be who you are. Be genuine. You don't have to be this type of person because of what you see on social media or whatever. If you like somebody, you like them. Fuck with them. Be who you are. Be true to yourself. And that's all I can say right now.
Yeah.
Even if you work at Target.
Create some standards. Know your preference.
Know your worth and know your preference. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Even if you work at Target.
And if you ask to take me on a date, just know you paying because, baby, I take myself on dates, so I don't expect nobody to pay for nothing.
And know you might have to show up at the joint with these.
Real
Like,
quick. Hold on. Real quick, 11. Are you going to tell a nigga it's not a date, though?
Huh?
Or are you going to tell him it's not a date before
that definition is weird. Like, if we're going out to eat, we're going out to eat.
Yeah, but always be like Wally, when you bring your own money and then you can actually pay for your own date and that niggas cancel you and never hear from them
I always
again.
bring my own.
So sometimes hand them the rope and they will hang themselves. They do you a favor.
hey, yo, if you tell me it's not a date and then we get there and you like, you fucked up this date.
I wouldn't even
You
argue.
ain't getting no dessert.
I wouldn't even argue at that point. I'd be like, okay, you right. It's cool.
I would've been like,
However
another
you
Long
feel
Island,
is however you feel.
I'd be like, yo, fuck that dessert menu. She don't need to see that.
Nah, because that's a whole nother thing once people go on, on the non-date and be like, they want the most expensive, wildest shit. Like, oh, that champagne I seen on the joint. Yo, I want that.
It costs pussy.
Yeah.
The price is
The
pussy.
problem. Casamigos for you two is a whole different, like, I don't know. I fuck with it though, because you're usually on Henny, you're usually on like Don Julio, but this Casamigos did something to these two right here.
Right.
Wally with the hand motions.
Yeah, and just know if
That
you
was
order
crazy.
champagne and we at the joint, the price is pussy. So, I'm playing.
Listen, just don't send me a drink and try to make me pay for it, even though I can, but don't ever do that.
Listen, real quick, before we even spin this wheel, man, we gonna have to bring Bye back on the motherfucking show
Yeah, that's
again.
a fact. We
Because
love
we gotta
B-Rod,
talk
man.
about so much shit. And you see how these conversations go. We go overtime talking on this shit.
And 11. And 11
Yeah,
going crazy.
Let me tell you something about
Shout
11.
out to
I
Big
fuck with her.
11.
She is
Big 11.
Big 11 is fire.
I like
Y'all
how she-
follow her. Listen, y'all need to follow her.
I like how she got at him. She was good. She was got at him.
No, she didn't. No,
She was good at him.
And,
You go ahead and be like, hold on.
and listen, no bullshit, not on no goofy shit, but she dope at her job. She always make people feel like, because I've been in Gentlemen's Club where you get treated like damn near like a fucking, you know what I mean? Like it's weird.
Like the chick, like the dude on the date.
And they not, no, real shit. And they not off that. They come through, they show love, they dance and they chilling, they bringing bottles out, and it's like a good atmosphere. So shout out to her.
Go ahead, Big
Let's get a spin on this wheel and see what we happen to land on.
Get it. DY, just get ready.
Let's see what we happen to land on.
Look, he went all the way to the side. You off camera.
Nah, he right
Pat Sajak.
Twerk like you off purse.
Hold on. No, that's not on there. Spin.
That's just Richie. Look, he's smacking me with the fucking ones. Let's.
Fuck you nigga, tell you nigga I get at it. Fuck all this small talk, bitches in the addy. Whoa. Pull up in that foreign, that's a rental. Tell them bitches I'm a dog, what's my kennel? Work out tinted windows like a limo. I run this rap shit, you mustn't get the memo. Hold up. I don't know what type of time they on. All these niggas fraud. All these bitches fraud. I don't know what type of time.
Y'all already know the Devin Wade show. Yeah, we still the blueprint. Yeah, people definitely trying to steal the blueprint, but you already know what it is, man. Thank y'all for tuning into another episode of the Devin Wade show. Look, if you support the channel, you know we independent, man. Make sure that y'all go ahead and cash that $, Devin Wade show. You know what I'm saying? Send a message too. You know what I'm saying? Let us know who fucking with us. You know what I'm saying?
Gang sauce dripping, call the janitor. I be getting plays out in Canada. Wait until the plays in the phantom come. Wait until the plays in the phantom come. Big dog, grinding hard, ain't no days off. Grinding hard, big dog, grinding hard, ain't no days off. I don't know what type of time they on. All these niggas fraud. All these bitches fraud. I don't know what type of time they on. I don't know what type of time they on. I don't know what type of time they on. I don't know what type of time they on. All these niggas fraud. All these bitches fraud. I don't know what type of time they on. I don't know what type of time they on.
They came up with shit that was the Whole Foods was capping.
MSG, I know.
They came up with shit that Whole Foods was capping. I'm a heavy Whole Foods dude. That's like if you search it on YouTube and stuff like that. Like they'll have a whole like 45-minute video.
Capping about what? The labels on the package? They're lying.
It ain't right.
They're lying.
Yeah, saying that what's organic is not necessarily or non-organic or some shit like that.
You can put organic. You can put organic on something, and that doesn't necessarily mean
it says USAID organic or something like that.
Our grade? Do you know that our laws? Well, what do you call it? Laws for food?
Yeah, the FDA and all that stuff.
The FDA is not like the best thing. Like our laws are the lowest out of any country in the world.
Yeah.
Like Food Loco is FDA approved, and that shit got drugs in it. What is going on?